Hi, I'm Vennesa. I'm from 95.1 Gem FM. I host a show live every week on Tuesday evenings called the Alternative Goodness Session. Um, and you're listening to Dusty Records TV. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming. I love seeing you all the time. Honestly, like you're amazing. And the things that you do for the local musicians and stuff in the area, and like from Mackay to Townsville and all kinds of things. Like you're such a link to the music scene in Airlie, and you've got a great radio show. I've been on it a couple of times with you with some of the artists. And yeah, so tell me, how did you start radio? How did you get into it all?
Well, I started by just listening to the radio at work. I listened to Gem FM with my client every day, and they were just playing basic, crappy music. So I'm like, no, I'm ringing them up. I'm going to ring them up and tell them to play something decent. So I just kept ringing them and bugging them. And then they said, oh, you ever thought about doing your own show? I'm like, no, I've got a job. I've got a full-time job. I don't have time. And then they said, well, you can do evenings. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe. They offered full training and everything. So I thought, oh, why not? I'll go and have a look and see what it's all about. So they showed me the studio, how to push all the buttons and stuff like that. And I thought, all right, give it a go. So that's how it all started. It's evolved into something with more purpose now, because I started about 2 years ago. I think in 2021 I started, and I was a little bit amateur, a bit shy to speak on the radio. The show didn't have any direction or anything. I just went in and played what I liked. I didn't really have a structure. Just played anything that I liked that sounded good at the time, and spoke very little because I was a bit cringed out at my voice and a bit shy to speak. But that was around COVID time, so there wasn't much live music happening around that time, so there wasn't a lot to talk about. But once COVID sort of calmed down a bit, all the live music started coming back to Airlie Beach, and Hush Bar started their original music nights, and all the action kind of started all at once. So the show sort of took on a different purpose and angle, and it's catching all the regional bands that come to the area, and just absorbing myself in the live music scene.
Yeah, I noticed like every time there's like a band on, like a good big band, like you're always like, I run into you into the main street, and it's just, I love your passion for music so much, and you're such a like music lover, and it's just so like, yeah, go-getting, and I love it so much. I love you know and I hate when you like get all shy and shit, because I'm like I think it was at Kingswood, we ran into each other when Kingswood were in town and playing, and I was like, oh, you need to do like an interview, and she's like, oh, like I really want to, but like I'm too shy, and I'm like, nah, like I'm not letting this fucking go, like we getting that interview. Did you get that interview?
No, I was tired that night and I wanted to go home to go to bed. I really was slack, eh? No, I've been a little bit slack this year with doing interviews. I should really pick up my game a bit. I think I did close to 20 interviews last year with bands, which is quite a lot of bands to interview. And big, awesome bands like Regurgitator and Hoppy Dad and Betty Ray's and all those really great Australian bands that I love too, and I've loved them a long time. But caught a lot of local musicians and bands on regional tours as well, which is pretty good. Been a little bit slack this year. I think it had a lot to do with the closure of some original music venues in this area as well. With Hush Bar closing, it sort of closed off opportunities for original artists to perform, so there's been a little bit less live music action in Airlie Beach recently since that closure. And also a really great original music venue in Mackay has just closed down as well, which is sad. And it just shows that people need to get in and support live music venues that hire original artists, because if you don't go and attend and support the venues, they close and you don't have them anymore, and it just kills the whole scene.
It's killing music. It's, like original music. Like you can go to any pub and they'll have a muso playing and they'll be doing the same fucking cover songs, which is great, and thank God. Like I love music and I love like the cover songs and I love seeing someone like perform and play, but that next level of being able to see an original artist and the messages that they have to share with the world and the audience and stuff, and just new music that you can fucking feel. Like Death by Parrot, they're incredible. Double Flying Front Kicks, they're fucking awesome. There are original musicians out there, and they do the cover shit too. I don't think Death by Parrot do cover stuff, but the boys in Double Flying Front Kick, they're all solo artists. They all do the cover thing and make some extra cash or whatever.
They said they were only really interested in doing the covers gigs to scratch up on their tightness for their original gigs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
because realistically, bands that make original music don't want to be performing a covers gig. They want to be showing everyone their original music and what they've been creating. I think that's would be what most bands would want to do as an original artist, is showcase their original music, and that's what my show's all about as well. Discovering new release Australian music, original music, and sharing it with everybody that wants to listen in. So I think I upload about 30 new release tracks a week, and then I sift through those and pick out my favourite ones, and then do a little bit of research about the band who's just released that new track, and it gives me good content for the show to show what's new, what's been brand new released that week, and talk about the band who released it and where they're from, and so it's all about discovering new music and sharing it with the world.
yeah,
It's just a different platform other than live music to get the music heard, I guess.
well, you've got like the mainstream, like in Triple J and stuff, and I feel like they've got that on Earth, which is awesome. But like I feel like you really kind of help out like the local scene. So like from like Mackay to Townsville and Cairns and stuff. Like you sending me messages about these bands and stuff to try and get them into Strum, and it's like it's just.
I do like to support
everything for these
local emerging bands, because there's so much great talent out there that people have never heard before.
And might never fucking hear.
Exactly, because there's nowhere for them to be heard, especially if venues start closing down. It's just limited options for people to hear their music. You've got all the main streaming sites and things, but I don't think the main consumer of music is as dedicated as me to go searching for what's brand new released Australian music every week. So I kind of do all the legwork.
Yeah.
I put a lot of time into searching the music, following the musicians and sifting through the hundreds and thousands of music releases that get released every week.
And just find the ones that you connect with.
Yeah, I just find the ones that I like and play what I think is good. That's the power of having your own radio show.
Yeah.
You can say what you want and play what you want. So
Yeah.
it's
And I
pretty
think
cool.
life's all about doing what you want at the end of the day. I think just
Yeah.
finding what you love to do and just doing it. And what I love about music is that other people love music and there's a whole community, and together we support each other, we work together and see what we can do with it, because
There's definitely a beautiful community of people within the live music scene, and you get the same people that turn up to gigs every time, you know, the dedicated ones, and then you get the blow-ins that come in and check it out and maybe, you know, get some new followers on the tunes. But yeah. The live broadcasting range from Gem FM is quite limited at the moment, so we just cover from probably just before Proserpine up to just before air. Like, it's mostly been a Bowen community radio station, but we are looking at expanding it into all areas of the Whitsundays and being like a Whitsunday community broadcaster for all of the towns in the region.
So you guys take donations, don't you?
Yeah,
So-
we can take donations, but we like to encourage people to join as a member, which is $20 a year, and that just helps because we're like a non-for-profit organisation, so everyone that works for Gem FM are volunteers. Nobody gets paid, so we make most of our money through sponsors. So local businesses will sponsor an ad or something, and we run their advertising on air, and they pay a small sponsorship. I think it's like $200 a year, which is very affordable.
So what's next for you then in the music scene? What are you working on at the moment? What do you want to be working on?
Oh, well, since working at the radio, it's opened a lot of other doors of opportunity, which has been pretty surprising and exciting. Well, we have hosted a few events through Gem FM, which has been good for me to gain experience in hosting events, which is something I am interested in, because it gives bands an opportunity to play somewhere. But I do a lot of networking with a lot of people, so I don't know, I go to Townsville and there's a whole scene up there, so spending time up there in that music scene has I've made a lot of acquaintances up there, and some of them turned into friendships, which is quite nice. And a lot of these people are doing their own thing within the music industry, like organising festivals. Some of them are venue owners, and a lot of bands, a lot of musicians. I know a lot of bands and musicians.
Is there a lot of like punk and stuff up in Townsville? Where's Subservia from? Are they from Mackay?
Yeah, Mackay has a very strong punk, metalish, hard rock scene down there. It's interesting to see how the different towns have different scenes and styles of music. It's like Mackay's scene is like a bit more punk, a bit more heavy rock vibes, I feel. Maybe it's just because the bands that I know from down there, but that's the vibe that I get from Mackay bands. And when you go up to Townsville, it's a little bit different. It's more like indie, alt rock, alt pop, a little bit more, you know, alternative, experimental pop kind of sounds, which I love. I love that kind of stuff. And early, well, there's not much left in early.
Yeah.
Since Hush closed down and there hasn't been much opportunities for original artists, a lot of people have moved away. I think the Stone Apes moved away, which was sad because they were great. I wish them all the best of luck down there in Brizzy.
Yeah.
I think Flying Double Front Kick have got the early beach music scene pretty much wrapped up here. Everybody else are just visiting bands. I think Flying Double Front Kick are early beach music scene right now.
And Caden, the lead singer, he went to Proserpine High School.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few solo artists getting around. So Simon Barley does his, and Nick.
Pluto Tango.
Pluto Tango is...
Josiah, his favourite. Local favourite.
Pluto Tango's been a little bit quiet lately. I think Louis has been working on a bit more of his goof electronic creations lately, but that's still good too.
Yeah.
I feel like I get stuck in two different worlds of music in the music scene.
Well, you've got the main strip and then you've got the doof scene as well.
Yeah, exactly. So there's the whole indie alt rock scene that I love, and all the musicians in there, and then you can just skip over to the electronic music scene, which is very happening in this area. There's a lot happening within that industry at the moment, with events popping up like the Arcade Gathering, and we've got Mushy Valley.
Yeah. We actually have like the best fucking community ever. Like,
yeah, and it's interesting to see like some of the people with both different worlds of the genre split. Some people I know go everywhere on both sides, and then you get some people that just are in the indie band. They don't cross over to that side, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And then you've got people that don't go into the live music scene.
Yeah.
Just hardcore duffers.
That's right. It's like takes all different kinds of people to make up the live music scene, I guess, and they're all lovely people and great humans, and I'm glad I'm a part of it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So much love for the people and the music in this town.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see what we all do next, really.
Same. There's a lot of new bands starting up by the sounds of it. Yeah. Always something new and fresh in the works that people are working on, which is awesome. It gives me more content for my show. Yeah. And it's interesting to see what people create, and
I just can't get over how talented everyone is. Like, it's
amazing, some of the talent that's getting around at the moment.
Yeah, I can't wait to get my ducks in a row and bring to you some tracks of, not me, maybe one day. But I really want to get Talia on the radio.
Yeah.
Because she's got a killer voice and her original songs are fucking awesome. And getting her recorded is my highest priority at the moment. And then I can send her over to you to play and get her to where her talents.
Yeah, send it all my way and I'll give it a spin. I get local national record companies contact me and keep me in the loop with their artists, and they send me regular new release music from their artists. So I've got like a few different record labels that email me regularly with new music to play, which is pretty cool because it saves me legwork. It just drops it in my lap with the EPK and all the information about the band.
Exactly, and that's, I think, you've done so much legwork you know, by just going out and meeting and seeing and fucking doing everything that you can to just see what's out there and stuff and help people. And now they're like, oh, there's this chick in Bowen that can help me. And yeah, that's what you want. And then you've got more time to do the things that you really want to be doing.
It's so good to surround yourself with people that know stuff, so you can learn a lot by other people that are actually doing things that you want to do. Like, for instance, bands that do regional tours. Like, I have a band that I might be organising a regional tour for soon, and it's good to know other people, just to talk to other people that have been there and done that, and you know, have contacts with venues and learn stuff about the industry.
I think that's what we love about this community as well, is like we all kind of just help each other.
Yeah.
You know, like we kind of just share the information, we share the love, the support, the contacts, everything. We just kind of, yeah. Because it's all only going to help us at the end of the day anyway. Like we're all, what is it? Jackson Dunn says it all the time. A rising tide floats all boats. You know, and I love that. And being Ailey as well, like it's such a sailing town with a drinking problem.
Yeah. Meow.